So what's good? Santi back with another video. Semen retention and the authentic self part 2. Got two sabes. You know what it is. Shit, my hair a little bit on the fuzzy side today, but that's because it's growing. Shoot, my nails, man, they grow fast with semen retention. You feel me? Took a little break, man, but you see the glow. You know, just that illumination of that energy. And I know I talked about the glow and everything and just not being so caught up in that. But where does the glow come from? It comes from just, the spirit body, the emotional body, the energetic body, the soul. On my Instagram, I posted a little, I posted a quote from the movie Apocalypto. And in that movie, in that particular scene, the father is talking to the son, and he said, "Son, you are afraid of death because you're not in alignment with yourself." He said, "Don't be afraid. The body is mortal, but the soul is free and everlasting." I know that I brought up in the last video a conversation with, a friend of mine, and he was going through, he was just telling me of his recent relationship experience and just, the going back and forth with the girl that he was interested in. And so I was telling him about our mutual friend, which is my brother Dorian, and how when he went through his breakup and everything, how he was doing all of these things to try to get his girl back, but wasn't understanding what nature was trying to reveal to him, And so one of the biggest things is just authenticity and being who you are. But that requires a level of wisdom and knowledge, and being aware of experiences and what they represent, and the knowledge that you can gain from it in terms of understanding yourself. But, when a breakup happens, a common theme is when breakups happen and we find ourselves doing the most to try to get that person to take us back, but there's a lot of underlying problems, what I'm saying, that can be revealed just in terms of what you're doing and how it's problematic and how it's going to create a negative relationship with yourself, because the frame of mind that you're thinking in and one that is coming from a place of like lack, scarcity, abandonment. The understanding of yourself is being dictated by another person or your relationship with that person, So you're letting them define who you are. You're letting that situation define who you are. And essentially you're losing yourself to that person. You're giving that person power over yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, man, just a little cheap, you know what I'm saying? A little sweet. But, so the thing that I want to make most apparent is that in the engaging of that act, thinking and stressing and worrying about a person, you have to step back and realize, look at the mental space that I'm in. Look at what it's doing to me. Nothing is worth it. No person is worth that. I don't care. I don't care how attached to that person you are. No person is worth that. Think about what the situation is putting you through. And you're bending over backwards to try to get this person to see your value, And so for my brother, it was like I said, he was taking her on trips, buying her gifts to the point where it looked like he was trying to overcompensate, because him being in that relationship and that girl being his first, I know how that was. Even though the relationship that I had where it kind of went through a similar intensity, that she wasn't my first, you feel me? But, instead of trying to make her feel a certain way about you, you wanting to get back with her so bad, but you're not realizing what you need to change about yourself, how you need to look at yourself and reassess yourself. And you're not trying to understand why you all had fallen out in the first place, what happened. Because when a person breaks up with you, they're essentially ending that particular relationship. There's a space that is being brought to the forefront. That person doesn't want to be with you. They don't want you that close to them. They don't want you in their life in that way. So essentially, you're becoming demoted. You feel me? Like, it's easy for a woman to just be like, once she no longer feels that attraction to you and no longer sees your value, to no longer even care about how you feel. She pretty much dehumanizes you. So then it's easy for her to just make you her friend and keep you there because it eases her guilt, you know? And so she can hit you up from time to time and keep it friendly and not feel so bad. But while you're sitting there on the other end, because you disconnected from yourself, you're not in alignment with yourself, and you're so caught up in your need for her, you know, whether it be from just the sex or just the attachment of having, you know, built that relationship with her. You're undervaluing yourself because you're allowing yourself to be put in a position that ultimately dehumanizes you and takes away your, you know, your in essence, it's kind of you dethroning yourself. You're illegitimizing yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're going against your soul. You're dishonoring your soul when you do things like that. You know? It's like if a woman doesn't value you as a man, be aware of enough of yourself to be like, I'm gonna walk away. I'm not gonna entertain it. Like, respect yourself. Respect yourself. Understand who you are and set boundaries based on that, and be very specific. If a woman crosses this or that line, I'm done with her. Like, I'm done with her. You know what I'm saying? And practicing semen retention will help you be stronger and more grounded in yourself. You know what I'm saying? To where you protect your energy. Your demeanor is much stronger. So when you speak, people listen to you, they hear you, they're going to respect you. Because that authority that comes with having built your masculinity requires an elevation of your mind and for you to stand your ground more. So then we get in these relationships and stuff, and then we start to become complacent, and then what happens? You lose your backbone. You start to go against your code. You start to go against the code. The code is inside of you. The truth is inside of you. You know what I'm saying? And then you find yourself in a position where it's like, you've let this woman, you've acted in a way to the point where you've created a negative image of this person in their mind. You've acted so far out of character that it pretty much creates the justification for her to treat you like shit. Because you were calling her phone, always texting her, why won't you take me back? Why don't you understand how I feel about you? You shouldn't even have to go that far, especially if you took it upon yourself to show her how you felt. You did things for her. You were there for her when shit hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? Like with my brother shit, he let his girl at the time borrow his car for a week because she was having car trouble. You know? And I'm like, bro, there's nothing else for you to prove. You took her on trips. You know what I'm saying? You took her to concerts. You bought her gifts to show your affection. There's nothing else for you to prove. You should be at peace with that, knowing that you did everything that you could and that you were willing to step away. You know, that's being authentic. If somebody blatantly disrespects you, you have to be able to speak for yourself and defend yourself and know what you're talking about. And don't compromise that just for somebody else's love or affection. You know? Because that's what my channel is about. That is what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Having a low tolerance for the bullshit and coming and being real and raw and being authentic, not being ignorant, being real ignorant, which is what most people understand real as being when they're of lower frequency. But look at how we give ourselves away to relationships and become consumed by a person to the point that we forget who we are. We put their needs above our own. When you, as a human being and as a part of nature, self-preservation is the first law. You must take care of yourself first before you can do anything for anybody else. And don't let anybody disrespect you because you are having to step away from an organization, a group of people, to put your needs first, because that is what your soul requires you to do. The soul is where authenticity lies. You know what I'm saying? The soul is where that's at. You know? And that's what my channel is all about, remembering that we are souls. And the physical being emanates from the same realm that the soul does. You feel me? And I will touch more on that statement. I make that statement for a reason, especially when we're talking about my physical being and me being a brown person. You feel me? Because that's divine in its own right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say for this video. You know, Santi back at you with another one. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll holler back at you guys. Love. Salud.